Hi, welcome back to Theology. I opened that, there wasn't a sachet. I opened it, there was no sachet. I did some investigating, it had slipped down. It was in day number 24, like sticking out like that. And I kind of could see that that was still another sachet in there, so it must have fallen. Today we're drinking New York breakfast, so I'll just quickly put that in because now I've started filming, we might as well just like continue. Now this is a tea that I know I like, and is one that I do tend to go back to. Particularly like it with like breakfast, pancakes or that sort of thing. It's also very yellow, and if it's yellow it gets bonus points in my book, is basically how. So the quote on the front says, anything is possible with sunshine and a little tea. So it says, the description is, a full-bodied black tea boasting the taste of hot pancakes inspired by a perfect New York moment. Warm up the morning or sweeten your afternoon and be whisked away to the city that never sleeps. I've never been to New York, by the way. It has in it black tea, cinnamon, natural artificial flavouring, and vanilla. Now, often I'm always skeptical of vanilla. This is one where it works because of trying to go for a sort of baking vanilla accompaniment. It is actually very nice with pancakes when you're having like pancakes and maple syrup or like lemon and sugar or something. It is nice. And yeah, I quite like New York breakfast. It does become a go-to. I did overdo it for myself because I had it like every day for a while, but that's a while ago, and now I like it again. So it is a tea that you could definitely overdo. That is quite a nice one. It is also one that I really recommend letting brew for like the 4-minute side of the brew time, but not too much longer because then it gets bitter. Before we taste the tea, because we can't do that because it's still brewing, someone is coming out of the bedroom. Hi. Let's pick a tea. Pick a Christmas carols, eh? Gosh, they're not the same thing. We are talking about today, O Come, Emmanuel. We only have 3 more songs left. Oh my goodness, that's very exciting. Let's pause, shall we, and try the tea, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the song. Nice. It's good. It's really nice and warm. It goes quite nicely with just a little bit of honey if you want the sweetness, but it is quite sweet on its own, or if you want like the flavour profile sort of thing. I quite like the warm cinnamon, warm spice thing that it has going. So yeah, this is definitely one of my go-tos, go-to cups of tea. So, O Come, Emmanuel. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this song. For biblical accuracy, what's it like? It has a 4 for biblical accuracy, and that's partially because while it's not accurate, like it doesn't focus so much on the biblical Christmas story, it does focus on some other Bible stories, Exodus for example, and it is quite accurate to what occurs in Exodus and Emmanuel in Exodus, that sort of thing. And it goes through some other areas of like the Bible story as a whole, and is quite true to when it's actually talking about the Bible story. It can be quite true to that, so I think it's good there. So it gets a 4 because it could focus slightly more on the Christmas story because it is a Christmas song, and that would like boost it a little bit in my books. For theology, I gave it a 5. This song is covered in it. Like, you just have a read through of the lyrics and go through how many things you're like, oh, that's talking about this thing, or I don't know what that thing is, but it obviously means something. So, Rod of Jesse, Victory over the Grave, Thou Day Spring, Advent's Here, Who is Emmanuel, like Thou Key of David, Heavenly Home, Wisdom from on High, Desire of the Nations, King of Peace. Like, it's covered theology, and particularly like aspects of systematic theology. It's just all over it. It's really focusing on that. So it gets a 5 for theology. And then for pastoral ministry worship, I gave it a 5. I could totally worship to this song. You can also use it to engage in really good conversations with people. And yeah, definitely a song that like you could play at ministry time. Yeah, so it gave 5 for worship, response, pastoral ministry category. And it's a song that I would want to have those conversations about, and true as well. And for musicality, I gave it a 4. It's got almost a tendency to become dirge-like, but it builds beautifully, and it has almost this like haunting beauty to this song. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. It's just like got this haunting beauty. That it's a beautiful song. I don't know if anybody's read Jane Eyre, but it makes me think about Jane Eyre in the way that faith is talked about in that book. So yeah, it's random. But yeah, just this beautiful, it's a beautiful, beautiful song, and it is arranged beautifully often, and it also builds, and you have the joyous, like rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel, and it gets the bonus point because it doesn't talk about the not fun Christmas stuff. It talks about the true meaning of Christmas, not any of the other Christmas nonsense. So it gets a bonus point. So that means all up it gets a 19 out of 21. Woo! That one did very well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow with new song and new tea. Bye.